Watch the sun rise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me. Where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and waters. Hey, there is no better way to find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Here we go now. Make some time, take the family, ask a friend, then don't delay. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Here he is now, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning.
There we are.
Hey.
Hey, all right. Good Saturday morning.
Yeah, all
Welcome
right.
to Outdoors with Larry Ray, the dynamic trio here.
Exactly,
The man himself, Don King, is in studio with his guitar, and that is a what? Is that a Martin?
This is a Taylor.
It's a Taylor.
This is the one my daughter got me for my 60th birthday a while back.
Okay.
Man, I'm really liking it.
That's Andy Taylor's old guitar right there, I guess. And then, of course, Gene Smith is.
Good morning, good
we
morning.
brought him in from the hitherland.
I'm telling
And
you.
that was us trying to harmonize with
Yes, it
Don
was.
King, the
Yes,
man
it
who did our theme song. And I think it's the best there is in the business. And off the top of their heads, they figured it out. And it's great to have Don in studio all the way from Nashville.
It is my pleasure to be back. It's been too long, Larry.
It's been too long, but we're still kicking. Just not as high as we've done it in the past. But of course, Don's official capacity title is
Multimedia. Oh, I thought you were going to say it.
No, I was waiting for you to come out with it because I can't do it in one breath.
Chief of Multimedia Development.
So if you see Don wearing his shirt, his title goes around under his left arm, okay? But anyway, we appreciate Don coming over from Nashville. He brought a little big proclamation that the TWRA gave to me.
And congratulations on that, too.
Yeah,
you know?
at the Collierville meeting, I was surprised, and it's in this winter issue of the TWRA magazine.
Which probably folks just got maybe last week.
I just got mine a couple of days ago.
Okay, good deal.
Because I was getting congratulations from people that I thought were dead, and
It happens, yeah.
it does happen, and some of them thought I was dead,
man.
But anyway.
Hey, that was a good day, and it's always good to see a surprise on your face.
It was
Larry.
a surprise. My hair was a little messed up, but it was more gray. I forgot to dye that morning.
Well deserved, but Commissioner Cox read that thing live on mic
Yes, he did.
on our broadcast of the live stream of the commission meeting.
Took a couple of breaths and kept going.
It did, yeah.
A lot of proclamations, whereas. That was my middle name that day. But they did surprise me. And I said, well, we got this. Don's going to come all the way over here and bring me that proclamation. Let's bring in the guru himself, Gene Smith.
Good morning.
To bring a little maturity to the room, if that's possible. And then we've got one of our favorite people sitting right over next to Don, and we're going to talk to Johnny McFarland in a little while. Good morning, Johnny.
Hey, Larry, good morning.
It's always good to see Johnny. I mean, somebody that puts some effort into what he loves. I know it's not easy to get around for Johnny, but when you talk about Quail Forever and you talk about kids,
he's there.
He's got a smile on his face. Just don't get near his cane. He's pretty rugged with that thing over there. But thank you, Johnny, for dropping in on this Saturday morning.
I'm always happy to be here.
And then we got another surprise guest over the corner over there that's keeping track of me, and she always wonders, do I really go to the radio station? And that's my wife Miriam of 58 years. She was 12 and I was 14 when we got married, but it'll be 59 in December. Then, of course, the person that keeps this thing going, we couldn't do without her. we'd just be talking to each other selves, and that's Shelby McCall over there, and she always looks forward to this too. Thank you, Shelby, for what you do. But we're going to have a fun show this morning with Don in house. Going to talk to Don, and then make a little music with Don on the next segment, and then Johnny's going to come in and talk about a couple of events that are coming up that are near and dear to him from the Mid-South Quail Forever chapter. We're going to talk to Johnny about that, and then we're going to talk about turkeys. It's getting close.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait. And there is an organization now called the Turkeys for Tomorrow, the TOT, if you want to do it like that, the TOT. But Jason Lupardus, he is the Director of Business Operations and Partnerships for Turkey for Tomorrow out of Kentucky. And thanks to our good friend Ron Jolly and Tess Jolly and all of them with that organization. We're going to talk to Jason. David Best is going to come in and give us a Mid-South fishing report from S.Y. Wilson, the oldest building in Shelby County, and also primary tackle. And then at the bottom of the show, in the last segment, we've got a surprise guest.
Uh-oh.
Yep, we got a surprise guest, and I said, well, we need to get this guy on, and we haven't talked to him in a long time. So look for the surprise. And don't forget, next week will normally be first Saturday with the Brother Darrell and Darrell show, Gene Smith and Dave Gabbert, but we're going to push them back a week. Now, Gene may show up thinking it is, but we're going to talk about the Red Crest Cup. Major League Fishing's coming up, and we're going to have 6 super pro anglers on next week's show, including the one and only Mark Rose from over in Wynne, Arkansas, who's going to be speaking at the Trinity Baptist Wild Game Dinner on March the 2nd. So we'll have Mark and 5 other. We might have Kevin Van Dam. We don't know who we're going to have on next week's show, but this is going to be a fun show. You brought that Taylor guitar.
Yes.
You've been strumming. You've been practicing.
Uh-huh.
And Gene has been practicing on some.
My juice harp.
No, not your juice harp. You've been pulling up some pretty nice puns. What was that about? What did the left eye say to the right eye?
Just between me and you, something smells.
Don,
Oh, man.
you strum a little bit for us over there.
All right.
What are we going to hear? Let's go.
Well, let's,
You remember our theme song used to be Frankenstein.
Oh, what
Remember that back in the day?
No, it was Smoke on the Water was our.
Oh yeah, Smoke on the Water. You're right, it was.
he's been thinking about work, wondering if he'd be missed. Been waiting all month for a day like this. The second cup of coffee as he heads to the car while thinking about the traffic has a change of heart. He calls the office, puts the day on hold, and he hooks his truck up to that new bass boat. He's
All
gone
right.
fishing.
Going fishing.
Yeah, he's gone fishing. You better get it in the water, don't waste time looking for some action on the end of that line. This is where we need the harmonica.
Yeah, we
solo,
do,
Jim.
yeah. You should have brought your harmonica. I can fake that one.
There's not a cloud in the sky, it's summertime blue. His mother left him with a long list of chores to do. She hadn't any more than headed into town when he gives up and shuts that lawnmower down. He grabs the bait can and the old cane pole and he heads on down to that honey hole. He's gone fishing. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's gone fishing.
Yes, he has.
You better get it in the water, don't waste time looking for some action on the end of that line.
Yes.
Gone fishing. You know a bass boat, cork float, fish don't care. There ain't no limit to the fun out there. He's gone fishing. He's gone fishing.
Yes, he has. Or she has.
Gone fishing.
All right.
right.
And, you recognize that voice because Don's been the voice of the TWRA. I always wondered if they would have come out with J.D. Sumner as the voice of the TWRA. He's gone fishing.
Yeah,
But your voice is so distinctive and we so recognizable. And you folks know that right after this show, you'll be able to listen to the Wildcast.
Yeah,
right?
Tennessee's Wildcast will be on right after
Outdoors
this
with Larry
today,
Ray.
and
It'll come in and
heck yeah.
and you're doing these things. So talk about, because there's so many things going on. You guys with the Wildcast, you do that. You got the podcast. You got all these different things. So talk about what your job entails.
Yeah, the Wildcast kind of started.
You got 2 minutes. Then we're going to come back with some more music.
You know, we talked. Being a radio show here that we're doing this morning, it was kind of inspired by Doug Markham, who for years in Nashville had an early morning sports outdoors radio show, and of course he worked for the TWRA for a number of years, and during that time he always wanted to do something in the way of a podcast when podcasting got popular. And so he kind of took his radio skills, and he and Jason Harmon put together the Wildcast.
That's it. Yeah.
And then when Doug retired, I kind of stepped in as the co-host, and I help edit the show, you know, and tighten it up for certain radio stations require a slightly less slightly shorter version of it. So anyway, you know, I take care of those kind of things, and but we're up over 30 radio stations across the state now.
Yeah. It seems like I've seen it on television though.
Yeah, and we're on TV on quite a few. I guess you'd call them community TV stations.
PBS.
The
odd
ones,
channels. 17, I think I saw it one time.
Okay, yeah. Here, I'm not sure exactly.
Gene's got all
where
the
it is
answers.
here.
Well, let's hold that thought right there. We got to take a break. Don King in studio, Gene Smith in studio, Johnny McFarland in studio. Let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. You did not know I could play the guitar like that, did you? Listen to that. Oh, wait, I got to... My finger's getting rusty. Don King is in studio, and he's strumming that Taylor guitar over there. And good to have Don. And Gene Smith is Bonus Gene coming in, and Johnny McFarland from Quail Forever. And this segment, we're going to spend a lot of time with Don. And I know the theme song was one of those inspirations that it shot quickly to the charts.
Yeah,
it's a one-hit wonder, you know. But I didn't even ask for that, as I remember. We've been on the air more than 23 years, and I know we started out with Smoke on the Water.
Let me correct you there, Larry.
Hey, what?
You did ask for that.
I did ask for that.
You asked for that.
Yes,
yeah,
did.
you said, "Hey, Don, could you come up with the theme
Did I?
song?"
Exactly
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
Since my wife's in the studio, I guess I'll accept that. But Smoke on the Water was a
sure
good one.
enough, he did.
But you really did, and I know it was inspiration. You stayed awake at night to think of all the words that come together, and
Heck yeah.
and it did. And you might not know this, folks, but Don is he's a well-rounded musician.
Yeah, he's been on Johnny Carson's show.
Well, he and Reba McEntire. He what the song that you wrote with her?
Yeah. Why do we want what we know we can't have? Old Dave Woodward and I
Put that together and
wrote that one.
And I know you're proud of seeing Reba sing the national anthem at the Super Bowl.
Did she knock that out?
She knocked it out. Not that I didn't expect her to. And then, of course, you had one with Jamie Fricke.
Yes. Yep.
And so
you don't know love.
That's it.
We may have to do a little bit of that one.
Yeah. Let's do that one. Can you do a little bit of that one?
Sure.
Now? All right. Let's hear this.
You don't know the meaning of uncontrolled desire. You were always hanging just above the fire, and now and then you come close enough to just stay warm, And you think that you win 'cause you never give in and you never been burned.
Yeah.
Oh, but you're gonna learn that you don't know love till it's chilled you to the bone, turned you inside out, left you all alone. You don't know love till you've watched it die, and then you have to try again. You don't know love.
That's great. Yeah, that's it. And of course, Donna's been fortunate. His musical career. He ain't from around here, okay? I mean,
I moved from Nebraska, of all places.
He was a Husker, and now he's down in Nashville. But he's forgive me if I'm wrong. I mean, you played background for the Oak Ridge Boys, Crystal Gale, Loretta Lynn, Conway Twitty, Ernest Tubb, Alabama.
Yeah, I got to open shows for all those folks, and they were
amazing.
All great to work with, and yeah, I got to spend 25 years, my first 25 years here in Tennessee, doing music full time. And during the course of that time, even the second year I was here, I met somebody who was in information and education at TWRA.
Yes,
and a guy named Phil Tidwell. And he invited me to come by and do some radio PSAs, and I did, and I've just kept doing them ever since.
So say it. What do you normally say?
Hi, this is Don King for your Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. Don't forget to put the plug in your boat before you launch it this spring.
That's it. And I don't know. I didn't know that. Of course, I researched. You know, I'm a researcher.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I didn't know that you were in the America's Old Time Country Music Hall of Fame.
How about that?
How about that for a young pup like you to be in the
That was
old
pretty
time?
recent too, wasn't it, Don?
Yeah. Huh?
Was that pretty recent? I can't remember.
2015.
Yeah, that's recent, Gene. For me and you, it is.
Yeah.
When it comes right down to it, but the ability and things like that, and runs in his family. Talk about your daughter, Katie.
Oh, yeah.
I know
Beautiful girl.
She's got a pretty good job too.
She works for Universal Music, the record label in Nashville, and prior to that, she worked for Sony Music, the Sony label. And
who came into her office recently? Keith Urban.
Keith Urban, yep, and among others. Just other artists come in there all the time, and. But yeah, she loves her job and works for a fellow named Mike Harris, who keeps track of the financial side of the label, and she helps him and does a lot of other things around the office and helps with some events and that kind of thing.
And the Cypress Room is still open?
Yeah, the Cypress Room, the recording studio my dad and I built back in the 80s, is still going.
So is your dad?
Yep, he's still going too.
94, did you say?
Yeah,
that?
He'll be 94 in June, and he's going strong, and just blessed to have him around.
And the TWRA now means so much, and things have changed so dramatically. Because when Don gave his title there, and we're going to get some more music here, but I really like folks to learn about Don King. He does not have the straight hair. I know he's gone through life thinking he was the boxing promoter. We've talked about that. Actually, he is more relevant to us than the other guy, okay? And what you have done for TWRA, 75th anniversary this year.
Yeah, that's right. We are celebrating. It's kicked off.
And you have a song?
Yes.
Who's that by?
We recently, on Tennessee Wildcast, we had, and you could go listen to that at some point. Chris Hennessy. He spells his name just like Tennessee, only with an H.
Okay.
Great guy, great musician. He played harmonica and guitar and open shows for Jamie Johnson for many years.
Okay.
And he's out on his own now doing a solo thing, but he had this song he played for us on the Wildcast, and it's called Back to Tennessee. He said, I've always thought of this one as a kind of a state theme song. And Jason and I both fell in love with it. we did a music.
Jason Harmon.
Yep, Jason Harmon, the host of Wildcast, and we recorded. Invited Chris over, and he brought his fiddle player. So he and the fiddle player put down the music, and he sang a great vocal on the song. And we recorded him recording in the studio, music video wise. And we also incorporated a bunch of B-roll pictures and video of, our folks doing the work and wildlife. And it's just it's a feel-good song and a feel-good video.
Well, we're going to get him.
Everybody to
we need
come.
to get him on with that song, and we'll have Shelby look it up sometime, and we'll try to hook it up. I know I'm going to try to get it on my website, LarryRay.com, and the Facebook page and things along that line. But the object here is that Don loves what he does, and to travel all the way from Nashville to be over with us. And I don't know how long the theme song's been going, but it's somebody said that's the longest theme song ever been written for a show. But I love it. And when we pay, what do you call it? Bumper?
Royalties?
Yes, yeah. We're still waiting on that.
Just
Don.
keep those checks coming, Larry.
Keep those checks. And the only check you're going to get
in the mail.
Yeah, the only check you're going to get from me is that kind you just put a check on it right there.
I remember the first time I met Don, it was at Henry Horton State Park. You getting out of the car with your daughter at the parking lot.
Okay, yeah.
I've been with the agency 40 years.
Man, yeah, we appreciate it. All you've done, Gene, over the years.
I've been blessed.
Of
we'll recognize
teaching
Gene.
Hunter Ed and that kind of thing.
March 18th at the Hilton Hotel.
Wow.
Gene will go into the Memphis Amateur Sports Hall of Fame in his own category that we invented just to get him in the Hall of Fame. But Gene has been on this show since we started. Those more than 2 decades ago, and the TWRA has been sponsoring this show for a real long time. And to have, and I know Don's wife has had some health issues this past week, and our prayers are with Miss Betty.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Peggy
with Miss Peggy.
Yep.
And so she's on our prayer list. But Don, just give us a little music here as we close out this segment.
Sure. Let's see.
What are we going to get here?
You want to do? Well, our legislators passed
Yes, there it is.
It's law
Yes.
in Tennessee.
All right.
What we find on the highway
Yes, there it is.
legal now to eat. Deer, raccoon, and possum, hey, they've all become fair game. It's an open season smorgasbord on every state highway. Well, we used to swerve to miss 'em. The grocery bill's so high.
Oh, way high.
We supplement our shopping out on the center line. Grandpa says it's the best thing since Roosevelt's New Deal. Yeah, 'cause it ain't like a handout.
Here it comes.
No, it's more like Meals on Wheels.
Here it comes.
They gave us the roadkill bill. Now folks in Tennessee can get their fill. Hey, it's given brand new meaning to the phrase hot off the grill. Now that we have the roadkill bill. We got time for another verse?
Go. Yes, we'll make time.
Well, they laughed at us on Leno.
Yeah, they did.
Hey, they tried to put us down.
Yeah, they tried.
But when $1 will feed the family, look who's laughing now.
Yeah.
This stuff is all free-ranging. It's organic to the bone. Just a little bit of tar and gasoline, but she's ready to take home. You know what to do.
There it is.
They gave us the roadkill.
Come on, Bob.
Roadkill bill.
Come on, Johnny. Come on.
Now folks in Tennessee can get their fill. It's given brand new meaning to the phrase hot off the grill. Now that we have the roadkill bill. Yeah, they say we'll have a bumper crop, and we sure hope we will. Now that we have the roadkill bill. Big ending now. Now that we have the roadkill bill. All right.
We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray. That's going to be hard to top.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on this February the 24th, our last show in February. And next week, the show on March the 2nd will feature all the stars of the Red Crest Cup. Getting ready to roll out with the Major League Fishing. And, of course, our own Ron Wong will be there to cover it. And Ron will be in studio next week as we talk about it. But there's also another event going on next Saturday. And who better to tell us about the Mid-South Quail Forever Fun? What does that say? That says
Fun Field Trial.
Fun Field Trial is our good friend Johnny McFarland of Mid-South chapter of the Quail Forever. Good morning, Johnny.
Good morning, Larry. Good to be here today.
Got two things rolling up, Johnny.
Got a couple of events coming up.
Yeah, talk about this fun trial.
Well, on March 2nd, we're going to have what's called a fun field trial.
Okay.
Now, I'm sure you're familiar with field trials, like out at Ames Plantation.
Yes.
There's a number of organizations, national organizations, of course, that are governing those.
Yeah.
But for those of us who don't want to participate in the National Shoot to Retrieve and the American Bird Dog Association and such, our chapter puts on a fun field trial.
Fun.
The rules are relaxed, and the whole idea is to come out there with your dog and your kid if you want to, and have a good time.
And it's going to be at the Payne Quail Farm.
It's going to be at Payne Quail Farm there in Arlington on Godwin Road.
On Godwin Road. Starts at registration 8 to 9. I'm looking at it here.
Yep.
$50 per dog. And this is by fun. I think you hit on that, Johnny. Relaxed.
Relaxed, yeah. There's nothing. The rules aren't as strict as the national organizations. Of course, there's no national points awarded or anything like that.
Non-sanctioned.
There'll be a few dollars cash reward.
Okay.
But pretty much, we're going to send the dogs and hunters out in pairs. And they're going to be, in effect, competing against each other on a couple of different fields.
Okay.
But the points will be an overall for prize money. But you get the tourney dogs loose, and you
shoot some quail.
Each hunter, yep, they're going to put quail out.
Yeah.
Each hunter gets to carry some shotgun shells.
Okay.
Because your score is based on a couple of factors. One is the most birds harvested.
Okay.
The fewest shot taken.
Fewest shot taken.
Fewest shots taken.
I like that.
If you come back with 5 birds and 2 shells still in your pocket, you're going to get extra points. And, of course, the number of times your dog points a bird. There'll be a few, there's some safety, of course, regulations and such involved in it.
But there'll be a team here. I see you got.
You can have a team with the hunter and the dog handler.
Okay, all right, and the friendly competition on this thing is, folks, is that it gives opportunity to have fun, and it's an event that they have been doing for a long time, and I really like it because. That's a great place, the Payne Quail Farm.
Oh, yeah, and Justin has been so nice to
us.
To make birds and fields available for us to do our events.
Beautiful facility, and you're also going to be at that time. Of course, we know it's going to be great weather. Okay.
Yeah, we're counting on.
We're counting on great weather because this kind of sets up. And Johnny and this group, you guys are meeting, once a month?
We meet monthly at Bass Pro.
On Sycamore View.
Third Thursday.
Okay.
6:30 in the back in the conference room.
And you guys are really ambassadors for the sport of quail hunting. I mean...
well, not just quail hunting, but quail conservation.
Quail conservation.
Wildlife habitat.
Yeah.
You can release all the pen-raised birds you want, but they're not hardly going to survive.
That's right.
We've got to get the habitat, which is... One thing TWA has done with the quail focus areas.
It has, yeah.
We've got to get the quail habitat there, and, it's sort of like Field of Dreams.
Yes, it is.
If you build it, they will come.
They will come, and this is also a family event. Now, me and you can bring some kids out.
Your kid can be the dog handler for you.
There you go. And so here's your chance if you wanted to have some friendly competition. That's going to be next Saturday on March the 2nd at the Payne Quail Farm on Godwin Road in Arlington. And it kind of leads you up. One of the reasons we wanted Johnny in the studio on this Saturday morning for you folks in Brownsville and Jackson listening in too, because on April the 6th is
April 6th
is the big one.
And I should say too, right now our website's down.
Yeah.
But our Facebook page is working, Mid-South Quail Forever.
Yes.
And so they can get the entry fee and the contact numbers for both of these events on there until we get the web page back up, which will be about another week.
We're going to get all that on Larry Ray.
And you have it on there on your website.
Yeah,
for
I'll
us.
have it on my website, and we'll do it on Facebook. But this is your big fundraiser.
It's
right,
our
Johnny?
big fundraiser of the year.
So talk about it. What happens on April the 6th?
All right, what we're going to have is a sporting clay shoot at Memphis Sports Shooting Association.
Okay.
And if you don't know what a sporting clay shoot is, it's shooting at clay targets with shotguns.
It is. It'll humble you.
But shooting at.
At. And you didn't say hitting. Okay, shooting at.
Shooting at clay targets.
Okay.
Now, it's not like skeet or trap because you're not shooting on a fixed field.
Yeah, okay.
Instead, you're walking from what we call station to station, almost like greens on a golf course.
Uh-huh.
You'll shoot some targets at station number 1.
Yeah.
Then you'll go and shoot targets at station number 2. On down through station number, I don't know how many I have set up this year, but say 12.
12, okay.
And each one is different.
Okay.
So you're not going to see the same presentation of targets twice.
But you're also going to have prizes.
We're going to have prizes on that. We're going to have some cash prizes. We're working on getting merchandise donated for some merchandise prizes.
I'm going to help Johnny with that for sure, with some of my connections.
You always do, Larry.
Because this is their big event, and this really helps pay for a lot of things that they do throughout the year. And I really like the way Johnny talked about that. They'll even take car washes, tanning time. I can remember some of these prizes are pretty cool, I think, you know.
I'm encouraging
one time you want a haircut.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
If I get a couple of haircut certificates, by golly, I'll auction them off.
There you go, folks. I mean, he'll take your donations for doing this, and donations of $300 or more will also include an entry into the tournament.
And your tournament sponsor, your business name or your personal name will be on a sign in front of the station.
Okay, all right.
So you can take a picture of it and brag to your friends.
I like what he says here. Merchandise contributions are limited only by your imagination.
Exactly.
I saw that sentence jump out at me. I know my imagination. I can't imagine what Johnny's imagination might be over there. But you'll have a chance, and there's some Yeti coolers, grills, firearms, a lot of these different things. And this event has been going on, Johnny. How long?
Oh gosh, we've got to been doing this 20 years anyway.
At least
Larry.
20 years.
Yeah.
And I know my man sitting next to me on my left, Gene Smith, has taken part in this and
been out there many times.
Many times. And will there be food, Johnny?
We're going to have lunch is going to be available. It's not going to be included in the entry fee
but
anymore,
it will be available.
But there will be somebody out there cooking.
Okay.
We've cut the entry fee way down.
Really?
From I think it was $150 last year.
Yeah.
We cut it back to $100 this year.
Okay. Yeah.
If they want to shoot we're going to have a second event running at the same time.
Second event. Oh no, man.
It's going to be small gauge and side by side.
Really?
So you can shoot your automatic and over and under in the 100 target event.
Yeah.
Or you can shoot your 20 gauge side by side in the small gauge event.
Yes.
Or you can shoot both.
And how about the Memphis Sports Shooting Association? You won't find a finer place to host an event like this. If you can find it, they'll come. Because you got to know, you got to want to know how to get there.
Well, I know you've experienced too. A lot of people that move to town and find out that that's out there just are flabbergasted about what a nice facility we've got in this area.
Yeah, once you get on Canada Road, you can't miss it.
You just go north, yeah.
You just go north, provided you can get north and everything. All right, so now to get information, Where are we going to go to? What are we doing here?
Well, the first thing is visit our Facebook page.
Okay. That's MidSouthQuailForever.org is their website.
And I'll give you my email address.
All right, give the email address for Johnny McFarland.
Okay, that's John, and I see it's misspelled here. Okay. We need to get that corrected.
Yes, you do.
JOHNNYMC.
Okay.
57.
And Johnny.
At bellsouth.net.
At bellsouth, and we'll have all this on LarryRay.com.
And that'll be on your,
I'll be on my website, and I got to ask you, Johnny, I know you're retired from the district attorney's office.
Yes, sir.
How did you get into this?
Well, I was shooting a lot of sporting clays at the time.
Uh-huh.
And it was just a fundraiser they were doing at Tunica.
Yes, I remember.
And I shot in it and had a lot of fun, and the people in the Quail Forever chapter, as Gene will surely attest, are just a nice bunch of people that have shotguns and bird dogs.
They do, don't they?
And so what can be better than that?
Yeah.
And since then, I've ended up training dogs, my own dogs, and doing more than a little bit of bird hunting.
Well, I got to tell you, you folks know that the national championship finally was over out at Ames Plantation. Just to kind of, what do you call that, Don? A segue, or what do we call them? Well, we got 2 minutes here. I got to throw in real quickly, Johnny, because that's one of my favorite events. I did not make it out there this year, but we want to congratulate Mark McLean. He's the handler. Alex Rickert is the owner of Touches Gallatin Fire. And that dog won the national championship. In fact, Mark McLean, who we hope to have on the show the next time you're on, Gene.
Okay.
We're going to try to get him on.
All right.
There was only 3 of 29 dogs that completed the 3-hour test.
Oh, my goodness.
3. All 29 dogs were males. Mark had 2 of the dogs that completed it. And you talk about, Johnny, you know this about bird dogs. 3 hours is quite a test for a dog.
Oh, what? Dog and man.
Dog and man.
And I think our braces are going to be about 20 minutes.
20 minutes, okay. Well, again, I wanted to mention that and congratulate Mark McLean for having that national champion, the 125th running of the National Bird Dog Championships. And, Johnny, appreciate you, brother. Again, that's next Saturday is the fun trial at the Payne Quail Farm on Godwin Road. And then April the 6th, Quail Forever chapter of the big fundraising sporting clays at the Memphis Sports Shooting Association. Johnny, appreciate you, brother.
Larry, always enjoy your support of our chapter, and I always enjoy being on the show with these good people.
Thank you, Johnny McFarland. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Let Johnny do what he wants to do.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. Good morning to all you folks in Brownsville, Tennessee on 95.3 FM and 1520 AM and News Talk 101.5 in Jackson, of course, right here in Memphis on AM 790, 92.9 HD FM. We're on in Memphis every Saturday morning from 9 to 10:30, and as we roll into our 24th year on the air, and we always like to talk about one of my favorite subjects on this Saturday morning. I'll be 81 years old in May, and I tell people I have trouble vacuuming, but I can crawl on my stomach 100 yards to kill a turkey. I don't know how that's possible, you know. I mean, how is that, Gene Smith? You're older than me.
I think it's a choice.
You don't have no choice like that.
That's right.
But my good friend Ron Jolly and Tess Jolly and all the good folks, they've got an organization now that I think you folks out there need to listen to. It's called Turkeys for Tomorrow, and we're really happy to have on Jason Lupardus. He is the Director of Business Operations and Partnerships for Turkeys for Tomorrow on this Saturday morning. Good morning, Jason.
Hey, good morning. How are y'all?
We're doing great. Let's talk first, and then I understand you got an event going in Jackson tonight, but let's talk first about just exactly what is Turkeys for Tomorrow.
Gosh, Turkeys for Tomorrow is the future for turkeys. we're trying to make more posts today because we definitely want to see more turkeys tomorrow. We basically formed about 3 years ago. Ron Jolly, one of our major founders for the organization, and a bunch of other folks, about 14 individuals said, you know what? We're tired of seeing the turkeys declining and not really hearing birds like we used to, and we need to do something. And so that initiated a movement, and basically people come together and said, we're going to start an organization and solve this problem. And so 3 years later, to the month, we're here now, and somehow they picked up this old Kentucky Hillbill to try to help.
Well, obviously this is near to your heart as it is many of us, and I can still remember the first one I killed. I was rather old at that time. Of course, everybody thinks I'm old all the time, but I don't think there's a bigger thrill out there. And I love to deer hunt, and I duck hunt, but when it comes to turkey hunting, there's just something about being out in the outdoors and calling in that bird and the experience that goes with it. And I know a lot of people say, well, I thought we already had the National Wild Turkey Federation. So talk about you guys coexist. I mean, right? I mean,
we do. And so I could speak a lot about all of it because I'm one of those guys that worked for almost a decade for the National Wild Turkey Federation.
Yeah.
So I know them really well. The difference here is we're just 100% focused on our mission, which is the wild turkey and what can we do to make sure we don't have silent springs. The wild turkey is dear to my heart because some of my favorite moments of the year are made when I get to take other people out, family, friends, you name it. And so with Turkeys for Tomorrow, we're very focused on the wild turkey decline and how do we reverse it. And so we're moving most all of our funds into turkey research. It's not on other types of projects. It is on turkey research and what's next. So if it's not about turkeys, we're not going to do it. That's bottom line. And that really sets a difference between us and many other organizations that are trying to handle a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But we're focused on the turkey, and we're focused on the turkey hunters.
Well, I know we had Ron on the show when you guys started 3 years ago, Ron Jolly, and Jolly, as I just call him. I didn't know he had a first name for many years. But no, I know Taskborn, I do. But anyway, the reception you've got in these 3 years, I know you always need new members and things along that, but talk about how do you become a part of this Turkeys for Tomorrow team?
Absolutely. We welcome anyone and everyone. You can go online or to our webpage or on any of our social media platforms. We're pretty busy, but turkeysfortomorrow.org is where you'll find us. A chapter application. I tell everyone to fill one out because we basically want to see where you're from, learn a little bit about you, and we're trying to connect people locally to get a chapter started.
And I know you mentioned off the air before we started, there's an event tonight in Jackson, Tennessee, right? I mean,
woo, son, let me tell you tonight's going to be a barn burner in Jackson, Tennessee.
Yeah.
So Mansfield Downs, we did a social event back like last summer, and just to bring people together. And what we saw is we had about a little over 100 people just come out. We were not fundraising or any of that.
Yeah.
We're just having a good time talking turkey, telling stories, embellishing the truth. You know about this.
Oh, I know about that. Yeah.
And so that evolved to these guys and gals going, hey, we want to take some next steps and help y'all. And so one of the local guys there, Cam Wayington, Sam Gregory, many others, they have come together and they're putting on one heck of an event. And there's items they're giving away that it's hard to find at some of the best venues in the country. I ain't lying to you.
So it's tonight. Where is it? Is it too late for anybody to come tonight? I mean,
not at all. We take anyone.
Well, tell us where it is and what time.
It's going to be at the Madison Downs there. It's a great venue.
Oh, the Madison Downs in Jackson. Okay, yeah.
Absolutely. So come on out, come see us. I think our doors are going to open up around 5:30, 6 o'clock. And we're just going to have a good time. And if I'm going to be there, it's going to be a big fun time.
Well, talk a little bit about your background, Jason. I'm interested in how you got started in turkey hunting because I can tell I'm not going to age you on the radio here, but I got a radio face. But I just wondered about your passion for turkey hunting. Where did that originate?
Well, you know what? I'm a 15-year-old at heart. I may not look it, but that's where I am. I'll be honest with you. I didn't grow up in a turkey hunting family.
Yeah.
And my grandmother was who really introduced me into getting out fishing and doing some of the things that a lot of folks that
Did
maybe
you hear that? He said his grandmother.
Uh-huh.
I know it was my uncle that did it for me. Yep. My uncle's at Normandy and Purple Heart and everything, and that's just wonderful, Jason, that you can look back and think of your grandma.
Absolutely, and I mean, everyone has someone that's been a mentor, helped get them there, and she was that person for me. Now she didn't take me turkey hunting, but
she got you in the outdoors. She got you in the outdoors, didn't she? Yeah.
She fed me that fishing drug, and I took it, boy. It was good.
All right, now I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you without any preparation. What's your specialty? Turkey hunting? Call? I mean, are you a mouth caller? Are you a slate caller? Box caller? What do you use?
You know what? It depends on where I am and what my mood is, and each season that changes. And I know that's pretty wide open, but if I'm out west and I'm chasing after one of them old Marion birds,
yes,
I will not put down my box call. I will wear that thing out, and I absolutely love it. When I hunt swamp birds down in like South Georgia, and I'm slopping around. For some reason, I like this old American chestnut pot call that I have.
Yeah, okay.
It's wormy and ugly, but boy, it just sounds sweet down there. And then when I'm running a gun in some of the hills and hollers and even mountains, I definitely have a mouth call or two that I go to because I'm halfway out of breath trying to chase birds now.
You don't have any music makers with you right now, do you?
I got some in my truck. I could probably pull one out, but I better not.
Okay. Well, I just wondered if you carry those around like I used to. And I drive up to a stoplight. Of course, they haven't invented a mouth call that I can use yet. I think I've swallowed 3 of them. So some guy named Primo's even made one special for me, and I've got it now in my collector's box. But I'm always impressed with anything. Well, Jason, we appreciate you, buddy, taking time to be on Outdoors with Larry Ray today. And so tell our listeners again where to go to for information.
Yeah, sure. Go to turkeysfortomorrow.org online. Love to see you. And then look us up on any of our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and you will find us, turkeysfortomorrow.org.
All right, buddy. Thank you. Have a great day, and good luck tonight in Jackson. And let's stay in touch, okay, man? We'll do what we can for you. All right.
Thank you so much. Hope everybody has a great turkey season this year.
Thank you, Jason. Have a good one, buddy. All right.
Thanks so much.
All right. Jason Lupardus of the Turkeys for Tomorrow, one of those great organizations that I love to turkey hunt. Just can't do it quite as well. I can't wait for opening day. But how are we doing on time here? We got time for another Don King? We got 2 minutes. You already put your guard. We'll wait for you if you want to. Unless you want to just strum something for us.
I mean, you can always.
Wait, hold it. How about one pun from the pun master?
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Well, the kids took a report card home and it was all wet. You know why?
Why was it wet?
It was below sea level.
It was below sea level. Okay. How to follow that one, Don? Take us out of here, Don. There we go.
Haven't played this one in a while.
Wildwood Flower.
Well, you're not going to play it very long right now because we got to take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray as Don King takes us out and Gene Smith pats his toes. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
You get a line, I'll get a pole, honey.
Honey.
You get a line, I'll get a pole, baby. You get a line, I'll get a pole. We'll go down to the crawdad hole, honey. Baby mine. Gotta have a crawdad first.
Gotta have a crawdad. Well, we'll bring in the crawdad right now. Here he comes. David Crawdad Best joining us right now. How about that, David?
Yeah, he did good.
He did good, didn't you? Got you a new theme song. Go down to the crawdad hole with David Best. We'll try to play that. But anyway, always good to talk to David out of S.Y. Wilson and primary tackle. How old's that S.Y. Wilson building again?
It's been here since 1893, but in this form since 1910. So about 112 years, 113 years old.
And Gene used to take dates out there.
I remember when they built it.
You were out there. You were on the construction team, weren't you, Gene?
Yeah, I helped him lay some of the bricks.
Like some of the bricks. And some of them fell on him, I think. But always good to talk to David, getting this South fishing report from David. And fill right in as Don King plays his guitar there. Shelby McCall pushing all the buttons to make us work on this last. Now, David, I got to admit, this weather is killing me, okay? I mean, I don't know what it's doing to the fishing. I actually rabbit hunted Monday, folks. Okay, we had a good rabbit hunt. We had to quit early with Billy Montague's. His dogs were working great, but bless their hearts, they were worn out. I mean,
yep.
You know, and then I played golf Tuesday. Come on, this is February. So what in the world's going on here, David, about fishing?
Well, I mean, they're catching them. I mean, I know a lot of guys have been catching some pretty good fish.
I mean, what with this kind of up and down, and I'm convinced, Don and Gene, that we ain't through with winter yet. I don't care if they say meteorologically spring is March 1st is supposedly meteorologically opening spring. So tell us fishing wise? You say they're catching them.
Yep. So, and I'm getting a hodgepodge of answers from deep to shallow. I mean, you know, when the weather's like this early in the year, they really want to come shallow.
Yeah.
But it just kind of forces them to a little bit. But there's still a lot of guys. I know a couple of big fish that were caught this weekend, and they were both caught fairly deep, I think. So,
really? Okay.
Yeah.
So water temperatures, what are they doing on that? What's going on with that?
So, I mean, you know, it's when you're in this time of year, you get up shallow, it's a little warmer. It's still going to be in those mid-40s or so, upper 40s.
Yeah.
Out a little bit deeper, but you know, if you get that continued warm front or continue a couple of days in a row, they'll pull up and they'll just pull right back down if they need to.
Well, and the weird thing about this is people may think they get out there with a T-shirt on and a tank top, but that water hypothermia is still out there, folks. Right, David?
It sure is.
And I know you are the kayak man, I believe. And so folks are getting those kayaks out right now, and I've seen them out there. And Shelby Farms, they got a new name for the lake, and I can't remember. It used to be Castro Lake, but I've seen them out there, and they don't know what they're doing. You know, they're out there flaying around and everything like that. And they think, well, it's 74 degrees. The water temperature's got to be 80 or so. No, it's not. So talk about the wind, David. I got to ask you about that too, really, because in a kayak, which you guys sell, that wind affects a lot of things with that kayak, doesn't it? I mean,
of course it does. I mean, it affects how it sits in the water, and you know, most of what we sell though is really well built ones that are capable of handling, you know, pretty good waves. I had guys out there fishing at Pickwick this weekend. You know, they were mostly smart enough to stay out of the tall waves, but you know, so there's always a few adventurous ones. So, but I saw a couple of videos come back from some of the guys, and you know, but they all handled it well. So
they handled it well, and March is typically a good month, right? I mean, for catching.
March is when they really begin to pull up and start biting good.
Yes, yeah. So where are you recommending? Because March is coming in next Friday. That's hard to believe, you know, coming fast. So where are you pointing people to right now? What are you hearing about? Let's go with the bass first.
Yeah, if you're bass fishing, you're going to be wanting to look at those secondary and primary points that are really close to the main lake, but headed into those spawning flats because they're thinking that way. They may not be all the way back there yet.
Yeah.
But they're beginning to think that direction. You know, that's 5 to 12-foot range seems to be where most folks are catching them. Some of the better fish, at least, but they're going to continue to pull back there as it warms up and continues to warm up. So.
And aren't our and I'm not just saying this because Don King's here and he works for TWA and he's got all of his stock in them, but I'm just saying the agency lakes are great right now too. I'm thinking. I mean,
they are.
Whether it's Herb Parsons or Glen Springs or wherever it might be, I know they're even catching some up at some of the other West Tennessee lakes. And really, folks, this is the time I would think, David, to come out and see you folks. Not only for your tackle business and your apparel, and I love your hat I got at the boat show. I wear that everywhere, and people ask me, where did I get that hat? And I tell them, I got it out there, and, how much did you pay for it? I didn't tell them that, but I just say it. I'm a walking advertisement. But kayaks right now, is this a good time to come see you?
Oh, yeah. We've got a full stock of an inventory of kayaks. Yeah, one of the guys was in here the other day, and he was telling me I needed a bigger shop. We've got a full selection. We've had a lot of Hobies being delivered. Got a new set of new canoes coming very shortly.
Yeah.
So we got lots of options. We've been selling kayaks already. I sold 3 last Saturday.
Did you really?
To sell a couple more today.
And I know our good friend Billy Doyle is catching fish in the Wolf River and that crawl cane. You're pushing that too. I push that too because Billy's the man that brought that about. I don't care what some of these other companies have. Billy Doyle was the front man for all these other ones that are appearing out there, and you got plenty of crawl cane, don't you? Yeah,
we do. We got plenty of it.
Well, he's got so many other. What's going on today, Saturday? What you got going on out there?
Got a few kayaks out here on display for people to come look at. We're having from 11 to 2 our welded jewelry ladies going to be here doing bracelets and stuff for.
Oh, okay.
For the girls, and there's all kinds of neat stuff going on. So we've got lots of sales, kind of getting rid of some of the winter, and we've got spring arriving daily right now. So. And
you're located. Tell them where you're located, because you can't miss you place.
We're at 12020 Walker in Arlington, Tennessee, right here on the historic square.
Right there on the historic square, and while you do it, you can just go ahead and visit one of those places there, and then go on down to Slingshot Charlie, wherever you want to go, but stop off and see. The folks at S.Y. Wilson and Primary Tackle. David Best, appreciate you, brother.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right. Talk to you later. All right.
Bye-bye.
David Best. He's a good one. That keeps up with things. And are you ready again? Pun Man, I know you've been working that phone over there. What did you do with that before you didn't have a cell phone? You had to get that phone out of your shoe, like Maxwell Smart. I'm
the one that invented that.
You invented that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I was a soul man.
You were the soul man?
Yeah.
All right, now.
Well, I was going to follow in my parents' shoes. I didn't know my dad wore loafers and my mother wore sneakers, so I didn't know which way to go.
I think you end up in between.
You
sneak around and wear your
I was
loaf.
A sneaker loafer.
Yeah. Well, Gene, he is here. Don, let's talk a little bit before we got one more segment to go on this thing. And I know the evolution of the media with the TWRA. You've seen it where it is now.
Yeah.
Talk about that, because
it's changed a bunch. When I first got recruited beyond doing the radio PSAs, but when Dave Woodward called me one day and said, "Hey, we really need some help with some video shooting and editing," and I'd been doing some of that, away from the agency, and he knew about it, and so he said, "Come on over." So I came over, and we started doing some projects together, and that equipment, it used to be a 60-pound camera on your shoulder. Now it's like you pull out I take this little guy, the iPhone, and shoot better video than I was able to shoot with the big camera way back when. So
I used to have a Pentax K1000, like carrying a brick.
Oh yeah.
Now
And
I went to digital, it's like carrying a matchbox.
Yeah. There's no shortage of film now, but and even the commission meetings you guys are now doing live, which I think is great for those of us.
That's
that
right.
Can't be there.
That's right. And when I first started helping out with the commission meetings, the production side of it, there was one wireless mic that the chairman started out with, and if anybody else on the commission had something to say, they passed the mic down to them, and then they would talk, and then they passed the mic back
to the other.
So
it was back and forth. But now you have it's really a crew effort.
It really is. Yeah, we've got an AV trailer we take with us now, and it's got an audio mixer, and it's got about 20 microphones that we connect up. So each commissioner has their own mic they can turn off and on. The director has his mic, and everybody
it's
can
live
talk.
too. I mean,
and you have to do that so that everybody that's tuning in on the live stream or who listens and watches later on can hear and see everything that's going on. And that reminded me, I was just going to mention that speaking of the 75th anniversary of the agency, Emily Buck did a really good presentation about some of the things we've got planned for the upcoming season and year. And at the end she plays that music video of Chris Hennessy that we talked about earlier.
Is that on tnwildlife.org? Can we go there?
Yes, you can go there and just click on the button that says commission, kind of down about 2/3 of the way down on the page. Click on that and it'll take you there, and you can watch the meeting and see what all is going to be coming up this year.
It's amazing. Gary Myers, God bless his heart. This would be something for the director back in those days.
Oh,
I can tell that. So anyway, I've been around a long time. Let's take a break. We're going to close out this show. We got a surprise guest, and we'll be right back on Outdoors of Area.